Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense. No, none taken.
That is right, none taken. I am the Movie Moron, and this is the Movie Moron podcast. With us, as always, is our practical host, Trevor Landreth.
You know, I'm ready for the Super Mario movie. I've decided.
Of course, the main man himself, Chris Pratt, is Mario.
Him, I'm not so excited for.
I am.
I am.
Jack Black is Bowser. It's gonna be the best.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack Black is coming back.
Jack Black's back, baby.
Jack Black has always been here.
He's taken some hiatuses away from film.
He's always been in our hearts.
He has always been in our hearts.
And in our school systems.
Yeah.
In the School of Rock.
Okay. And with us, as always, is our all-time guest, Tristan.
Hello. It's a me, Tristan.
Are you
I was
Dracula?
gonna say we took a left turn there.
I guess you watched that Nicolas Cage vampire movie trailer, and
It got in my psyche.
yeah.
Ew.
I have to say we have a new little audio recording thing, and I sound really weird in my head. So
I think
I'm
you
sorry.
sound great.
So I'm sorry if I sound weird.
You sound lovely.
IRL.
Tristan.
I would say you sound sexy, but I feel like that crosses the line.
It does.
It's fine. Give me all the compliments. Give me all the compliments. I need them.
Tristan.
I give him so many compliments.
She's given me at least 3 since we've been married. Okay, that's quite a bit.
No, that's the other way around. You've given me 3, sir.
Okay. Like we said last week, we are doing Knock on the Cabin, which is a M Night Shyamalan movie. Yep. It's not how it sounds in the movie at all. Do not take that as
It's more like a stern talking to from beyond the cabin door. That's what this should have been called.
But yeah, it's M Night Shyamalan's new movie. It is rated R. I figured I should let you guys know that since I did last time.
Ooh.
Although it is not at the level of
No.
Infinity Pool.
No.
This is something much more digestible for average audiences. So
Yes.
you don't have to be as scared of that rated R as
Oh, that's a
you
good
should
way
have been.
to put that.
Don't be scared of it. You know? Just,
Yeah.
Much more digestible.
yeah.
Yes,
it is. Yeah.
So yeah, don't worry. I know this is an M Night Shyamalan movie, and there's always the biggest twist that you could ever think of. And you're trying to guess at the whole movie. We will not spoil that.
I know I was trying to guess at the whole movie.
Yeah, we will not spoil that as we talk about it for the first half of this episode. So if you haven't watched it yet, you can hear us talk about all of our thoughts. So let's just get into general thoughts of Knock at the Cabin. Trevor, what did you think about this movie?
Dave Batista is great, man.
He has been since Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, I really dig him. And I'm glad he's getting. We talked about this. I mean, just like very briefly last time, but
Yeah.
it's getting. I like that he's in some more dramatics, more serious roles, even though he's still a mountain of a man.
Yeah.
But even in this, you know, he says a line that kind of explains it away. And up until that, I was kind of like, yeah, he looks kind of out of place because of his build. But then he said that, and I was like, oh, obviously, that's what he is. Okay, great. And then I was over it.
Well,
But
also, mountain of men can just be kind-hearted people in
that's
the world.
true. They could. I mean, look at Dave Batista.
Yeah, he's a second grade teacher.
Okay, spoilers.
That's not a spoiler. Oh, is it?
I mean, we don't know that going into it, but it's not a big spoiler. Don't worry.
Sorry.
Plot twist. He's a third grade. No, I'm kidding. No, but the only real, overall, I enjoyed this. Overall, this was a fun watch. It definitely kept me guessing in the second half. Not guessing, more like second guessing myself. I think that's a better way to say it.
And I feel like that's pretty on brand with
Yes,
M.
yeah.
Night Shyamalan movies, because you know that there's a twist.
It's his MO.
You
yeah.
think there's something else added to the film, and you're just spending time, like, you're just looking for that thing. Like, so you're
Right.
just, like, running through your brain, like, okay, what could it possibly be? Could it be this? Could it be this? Could it be this?
Yeah.
It's showing me something here. Do I need to read into it? Is that just trying to take me away from the actual thing? Yeah, it's just how you have to watch his movies.
He's conditioned us
Yes.
to do that. Yeah. Yeah, but I was second guessing myself quite a bit. Whether it's to the detriment of the movie as a whole or not, we'll talk about in the spoilers. But no, I had a really good time with this, and I thought all the acting was pretty good, and I dug the setting. I like that cabin a lot. He kind of has, in terms of cinematography, he definitely has a style to him. Like this looked like old. I think it was a little better. Like I said, I like the setting. I like that more, but yeah, no, overall I had a good time with this, man.
I forgot he did old.
Yep. That was his last movie.
With that one guy with the mole.
Yep. Same guy in Hereditary.
Yeah, it's
Ari
Teenager?
Aster.
no.
The actor. The
Jeff
teenager.
Goldblum.
The teenager.
Oh. Brian Stiles.
He's in Jumanji too.
He is in Jumanji.
Oh, of course. Timothy Chalamet.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Trevor will never guess it. Okay, your general thoughts, Tristan.
My general thoughts were that's pretty good. Enjoyed myself. It was interesting. It got me good. I had a few tears several times. Yeah, a few tears several times. So it looked like I was crying the whole movie, but it was just sporadically. Right?
Sure.
Was it sporadic?
She was crying a lot at the end.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't say that it's a lot. A lot of me crying is A Star is Born.
I know. No, A Star is Born was you
Weeping.
and like you could not you were
Weeping.
Oh, she was like not able to like function as a human being. I had to like take her to the car and drive her home, and she laid in bed for like 45 minutes just crying.
He's not lying.
No, like that's the most distraught I've ever.
That's the magic of the movies,
It messed me up, man. Our heroes feel like the best version
Oh
of
my
us.
gosh. All right, I'm gonna.
That was so good, though.
I'm gonna go Sudoku myself
That
in the
was
corner.
fabulous. That was
Okay.
expert level comedic
Thank
timing.
you. I
Tristan.
appreciate it. Okay.
Ryan Stiles will be proud.
Yeah, it's okay. This movie. Yeah. I didn't care for one of the characters, but I'm not going to spoil it.
Who was it?
I can't
can't say
spoil it. No spoils,
Oh.
Tristan.
She's reinforcing herself to
Right.
not.
It's positive reinforcement.
Well, what else? Okay,
What else?
You like some of the
I liked
characters,
the
but not all
girl,
of
the
them?
little girl.
I knew you would love her.
Oh, you did.
The second she started singing in the car, I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Tristan's sold. Tristan's all over
That
this
was
child
so
actress."
Cute. What were they singing? The boogie.
I wanna put on
my
my boogie
and she couldn't
shoes.
sing the lower part, so she's like my boogie shoes. It was cute,
and boogie with you. Badass.
and she was so smart, and she had the little scar on her lip.
Yeah, I thought that was a cleft palate, but it wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, so I feel like I've seen people that had cleft palate surgery that have gotten, gotten it removed or gotten it whatever. And
Joaquin Phoenix.
oh, really?
That
Interesting.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, his little scar
Yeah.
on his lip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but hers was
I
like
love Joaquin
lip
Phoenix.
lip surgery.
He's the best.
Here's the best. Hey, it's Joaquin.
He is the best.
We're going so off the rails. This movie.
Sorry,
Your
this
thoughts.
movie. Yeah, no, I liked it. It was good. It was yeah.
Awesome thoughts. Very well articulated.
Yeah.
much artsy. Very insight.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Well, I will say this movie is getting quite a bit of flack. It's getting some heat.
Why?
And I am kind of in that realm. I don't know why this is getting completely shat on by a lot of people. I think do I think this is like, Oscar worthy top 10 movie of the year? I mean, top 10 of movies this year, maybe, because we're in
February?
first week of February.
Better than Megan, I'll tell you that.
And Megan got a 94%. So
That's crazy.
um
You crazy.
They are very crazy. And so, like, I went into this with a very low expectation because of how everyone was kind of talking about it. And M. Night Shyamalan has kind of gotten, might I say, old.
But crash.
Might you?
Just, you feel like you've kind of gotten his shtick. It's been quite a few movies where he kind of does the.
It's been at least 30 years.
Yeah. And it's not the same thing. Don't get me wrong. He's not doing the same thing every time. You just know that there's always a thing. And it's almost at the level, like, Christopher Nolan almost has this, like, level too. Now, I think Christopher Nolan obviously is a master at his craft.
He's a master crafter.
But Christopher Nolan also
with Master Crapper. Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's very Ryan Stiles of you.
I would assume we're all
tonight.
master crappers at this point. But Christopher Nolan, like, he has his shtick of, like, he always has to do a thing. There always has to be an
He
extra
has to
piece.
have his nuclear explosion if he wants to Oppenheimer to be perfect.
Well, I'm talking more of, like, he always has to have, like, time be a piece of his film of, like,
Time. See what's become of us.
Yeah, with Pattinson.
yes,
And the Washington.
you have you have Tenet, you have Inception, you have Interstellar,
What's the
you have
all the trippy
Dunkirk.
movies.
with the McConaughey.
All of those movies are.
didn't
There
see
has to
Dunkirk.
be a warping of time. There's a time element to it, whatever.
Of
So-
course, the time.
What the fuck
time,
is happening?
The time bomb in Dark Knight Rises.
Sure.
I'll be quiet.
The point is,
I won't.
they both have a shtick or a thing that everyone knows that they're
Right.
trying to do.
Yeah.
And you go into the film knowing that they're trying to do a thing with that specific thing. And you know that with M. Night Shyamalan. And it's
The twist.
And it's worse than Christopher Nolan because, like, he's been doing it for so long. And
You know, it's
You got to get a new thing, buddy.
it's like when M. Night Shyamalan was a child, he looked over to his like dresser and saw on top of it like his camera, like his film camera, and then there was a bop it, but all he could see was the twisty part, and then that's how his movies were born. Is he was like, twist it.
I don't know either. I just think he thinks of a premise as like, how can I have this and then have it all swap on its head?
I did think about this during the movie.
How can
As
I
much
mix
as
it
I
up?
didn't care for Old, and that's the only one I can think of at the moment. He does. I mean, he really strives for some originality in his stories.
100%. No, yeah. He did Old. He did Split. He did Unbroken.
I
Right,
love
Split.
Split.
Split's good.
Glass. He did The Village. He did Signs. He did. There's a bunch more that I'm not thinking of.
Yeah, and so I mean, I know that shtick is getting kind of old, but at least he's still striving for some originality in
Sixth
his
Sense.
stories.
I love The Sixth Sense.
Yeah. So
What's that about? I'm just kidding.
So the earlier films, people didn't know about his shtick, and so he was more popular. Now everybody knows they're waiting for this thing.
So maybe-
However,
Right.
I think he does a good job with this one of not just laying into that normal shtick thing. And I won't dive in further because I don't want to spoil anything. But I think if you're going into this thinking like that way, like don't like he's not just doing a his normal M. Night Shyamalan kind of thing. He has an original story here, and I think it's very interesting and it has some really cool themes to it and interesting
Unique,
characters.
for sure.
It's unique for not only a normal storyteller, but also unique to M. Night Shyamalan himself.
Yes.
So, anyways, yeah, it's just a 6-minute long way of me saying that it's not what I expected, especially with all of the negative reviews that I got. And I was very surprised on how much I liked it because of
Surprise,
Yeah.
surprise.
because of my preconceived notions of M. Night Shyamalan and how people were talking about it. And I'm excited to talk about some spoiler stuff because of things I heard about the movie before I went in. But
Ooh.
no, 100% agree with you that Dave Batista is absolutely the best part of this movie, and he's phenomenal. I think this movie goes way too hard in its flashbacks. However,
I agree.
They rely very heavily on. It's not time jumping. I know we were just talking about Christopher Nolan, but it's just flashback, and like they just feel weirdly timed.
Yeah.
And instead of just allowing us to get to know our characters and then get to the thing, you're getting intertwined character development from past events at the same time of like the story trying to progress. And it just takes you out of like the suspense of what's happening in the actual like now. And it's just not great. And not all of it adds too much to the scenario or the weight of what's happening at this exact moment. And so I wasn't a huge fan of some of it was great. Yeah. Some of it was fine, but some of it was also like, I didn't need to see that. Yeah. And I especially didn't need to see that right now. So
I was going to say that I feel like you get a lot of information from the flashbacks.
I feel like you get useless information from a lot of it.
Well, you you learn about them.
Yes.
Yeah. I think what might have flowed a little bit better is maybe they had some moments to themselves to talk, and maybe we saw like not a flashback, what we would see like them sitting in the restaurant, like a slow 2-second pan or something while they're talking to each other and like reminiscing about it. I feel like that could have helped keep the pace more up with what's happening in the moment, rather than like you said, these weird like breaks and jumping back. But yeah, well, I had the same thoughts.
I was gonna say, because I felt like I got so much information from the flashbacks, it was like I was waiting for the next flashback so that I could understand more about why they were feeling the way that they were feeling.
I never felt like the flashbacks gave me more information of like why they were making the decisions they were.
No, okay. It was more so for me
to show the relationship.
Well, I like learning about the person themselves. Like I like learning about single people in their life and how they like what they experience and stuff. So I was like, this guy's acting this way because of this thing. And then I'm like, well, how does this guy handle these situations? And I was only getting that information from the flashbacks. So it was like I was waiting for those to tell me why they were acting the way that they were acting in real time.
Okay. I don't know. There are a lot of things that feel pretty mediocre about the film.
Yes.
Thinking back on it, the score and cinematography and a lot of that was just pretty
standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Right.
By any means. But
no,
not,
it works.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. I think they held their punches on the gore side / horror
Which
side
I
of the
appreciated.
stuff, and I did not.
Really?
I think they definitely should have dove a little bit more into it because it would have made things feel more real.
A little more threatening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was a detriment to what they were trying to convey, like the seriousness of the situation, without revealing too much.
Yeah.
And there were a couple different things just throughout that where like I feel like they were holding back on stuff visually to I don't know. I mean, it was rated R, so they could.
I was about to say that's interesting that you thought that because they could have.
Yes,
because it was already.
They
rated
definitely
R.
could have.
Yeah,
and they just didn't. And M Night
I'm fine
Shyamalan,
with though.
And he's also not somebody that dives into gore that much, so it's not really something that's like his thing.
Yeah.
So like it does kind of make sense. But like just for maybe it's because I'm going from one hard rated R horror movie to another.
Yeah.
That like I wish
shows like an overcorrection almost.
Yeah. Like instead of like you went from showing all of it and an excess of it to like none of it and just like you're just supposed to imagine it.
Yeah.
And I totally like there are a lot of things I agree with filmmakers not showing the full hand to like have your imagination run wild on like what's happening, but I think in a lot of these scenarios, it would have paid off to show a bit more.
Well, it's pretty straightforward what they were doing. You weren't like you knew what they were going to do, even if you didn't see it. So maybe that's why.
Yeah. No, that's very true. but our characters are very heavily influenced by the things that they saw and we didn't see it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. No, yeah. That wasn't like
I know.
against what you were saying.
No, I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't hide anything to be like, you don't know what's happening. Is what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I agree with that. It's
Yeah.
just like a,
Yeah. So you're just saying just show it anyway because we already know.
yeah.
Yeah. There's no like mystery.
And so that we can connect with the main characters better because we're experiencing the horror with them.
Yeah.
And instead we have to imagine the horror.
Yeah.
And I think
it
this
didn't.
specific scenario, I think was a little bit of a detriment.
Yeah.
Sure.
But not a major one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know what happens. Like, just to give you an example without giving it away, the first death you see, and then the second death, you just hear the sound of it happening, but you're looking at the cabin. The shot is the cabin, and you hear it happen. But
Well, even the first one you don't see.
it's like a split second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you catch a tiny glimpse
Right.
just so that you know that it like legit happened.
Right.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like it's not fully off camera, so you don't have any doubt
Yeah.
that the thing actually happened.
Yeah.
It's like if I have a gun pointed at someone and then it offshoots and like I shoot 3 times, but you don't actually see the person get shot. Well, you don't know if I actually did in fact shoot that person or if I shot just to the right of them to scare them.
Right. Yeah.
So it like shows you that like no, an actual murder is happening, but we're not gonna like show the guts on the wall and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. With the music you mentioned, there was one really intense scene where I thought it really kind of shone really well. However, there was like this weird gunshot noise in it, this like kind of sound that would happen sporadically, or it felt sporadic. But that was my only thing with that, where I was like, oh, this is strange, and yeah. But no, other than that, I think saying that, I mean, it all just works. This feels like maybe one of his safer movies in terms of, you know, like looking back at his previous work, Old, everything was very mysterious and very much like,
Yeah.
what is this about? And who are you? And what is this? And why is this happening? And this one is a little more straightforward, I think. But I think that's to the movie's benefit.
Yeah. Okay. That's it.
You don't have any more thoughts?
Nope.
Okay, well, I think before we cut it to break, we will do our Do You Recommend? So recommendations, sponsored by LunaFest.
Hey.
They sponsored our recommendations.
I'm just saying, yeah, that's just
Yeah.
where our ad is.
Yeah.
Right.
Recommendations sponsored by LunaFest. LunaFest is a little, it's not a festival, but it's just a little showing here in Wichita at the Orpheum Theater on March 8th on International Women's Day, showcasing local women filmmakers. Tickets are on sale now. You can watch the trailer and go to the event page. Links are in the description. Yeah, it's on March 8th from 6 to 9. Meet and greet, food, snacks, drinks, and stuff is about 6. And then 7:30, they will start the films. It's 90 minutes of 7 different short films. You can watch the trailer, go to the event page, all of that, link in the descriptions. It is all for a fundraiser for Girls on the Run, Heart of Kansas, to help provide scholarship opportunities for girls in the community. So yeah,
Very cool.
yeah, we'll keep talking about that for the next couple weeks. But so yeah, recommendations sponsored by LunaFest. What are your recommendations for Knock on the Cabin?
Yeah, I recommend it. It was a good watch. I enjoyed my time.
Yeah, I did too.
I also recommend it. I think if you're a fan of M Night Shyamalan, you will be, I think, pleasantly surprised. Because I think it'll just be surprised because I have watched almost all of his films. Maybe not. I don't know. I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I know his thing, and I feel like he played into it a little bit and plays it well. So yeah, I do recommend it right now. So It'll probably be better than the watch that you get the next 2 weeks. Ant-Man
What?
Quantumania
Oh.
comes out in 2 weeks.
Paul Rudd.
Oh, it's next week, I think. Isn't it next week?
No, it's the...
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Seymour?
Doesn't come out till I think the
Seymour?
14th or 15th.
You're right. 16th.
Yeah. So I don't know what's next week, but nonetheless, yes, I do recommend it. We're gonna go into spoilers right after this break. So if you have not seen the movie yet, go ahead and pause now and go watch it because we all recommend it, and then come back to listen to our spoilers. If you've already seen it, just listen to the short ad, and we'll talk about all the spoilers and get into all of the muddy, bloody details of this movie. All right, we're back.
We're back.
After that short little break. So yeah, we're going to do spoilers. So if you guys haven't seen this movie and care about it at all, go ahead and pause now and go watch the movie. This is an M Night Shyamalan movie, so like it's going to be heavy spoilers.
Heavy.
Spoilers. Heavy spoilers, everyone.
Yeah, we don't want
Heavy
to
spoilers.
we don't want to spoil the big thing for you if you have not seen it already. But if you have seen it, I assume you're the only one still listening. So the big spoiler is there is no
There's
spoiler.
no twist.
Oh yeah.
You're close.
Yeah. I fucked up.
That's okay.
There's no twist.
There's no twist.
There's no twist.
No, the twist is you assume there's a twist.
Yeah, the
That
twist is
is.
that it's real. It's not
The
Yeah.
twist is
government conspiracy or whatever.
So-
That's what I thought. I was expecting it was going to be like, oh, it's a simulate or a video game or something like
Oh
that.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
So your guess, you thought the twist was going to be government or
Well, no, I thought it was going to be a simulation of some kind. Whether it was like they were running like a computer simulation,
Yeah.
or it was going to be like somebody playing a video game.
so what did you think the big twist was going to be?
bruh, I don't think during movies.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
I'm too busy
But okay,
crying.
I was watching it and I'm like, okay, something's got to be crazy though. And then I'm like trying to think of something and I couldn't. But here's the thing. I thought maybe I lost it.
Okay.
Come back to me.
So I thought the big twist was going to be that they had pre-recorded all of these news events, all of these events, all of these things. And I mean, this is an Airbnb. They
Yeah.
could have very easily put all of these things in the TV
Yeah.
because the only reason you know that these quote unquote plagues are happening is through the TV.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So, like, I didn't think Andrew, I think that was his name.
Yeah.
Andrew and Eric.
Yeah, I didn't think Andrew was right of like, oh, you just like, you knew these things were going to happen because they happened 4 hours ago, blah, blah,
He
blah.
was irritating me.
Except there were a couple times where I was like, ooh, he's not paying attention because
Yeah.
the earthquake thing, that one happened 4 hours ago, but then another one
Yes.
happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying like, I didn't believe, I wasn't on his wavelength.
Yeah.
I was on this is like a whole ruse by like a bunch of people
Yeah.
to like fuck with these people.
Well, and the subplot to that is, oh, we've been targeted all throughout our lives because
I
we're a
didn't-
homosexual couple.
And I didn't even fully believe in that part of it either.
That was making me mad, to be honest.
So if that was the case, like you said, if that was going to be the twist, was like, oh, there's a bunch of people in on it. I imagine that like that would have just been an easy grab because they already talk about it pretty often.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I remembered what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was
I
like-
was just meaning that like they like anybody that like gets this cabin, Airbnb cabin,
Yeah.
like they have this thing set up to just like
I thought about that in the beginning, actually.
overly fuck with these people
Yeah.
to like they have all this pre-recorded stuff. They can get them to like feel like they're ending the world and like maybe kill one of their whatever and then if they like that you can't say anything because you're the one that killed like they
Right.
killed this person.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you choose the person. You either kill your daughter or kill your husband. Like you can't just go and tell
Yeah.
somebody that. So
Yeah.
like yeah. That's what I thought it was going to be. And no, there was just
No.
what's happening is
It was real
what's
life.
happening. And really liked the Four Horsemen thing that it introduced at the very end.
Yes. Although,
What?
those are not the Four Horsemen.
Oh, they're not?
No, the Four Horsemen are conquest, war, famine, and death. And I appreciated that they did put a twist on it, on like what the Horsemen were. And I also think that, well, I guess the only one I made was the healing was one of them, nurturing, or no, it was healing. Yeah,
Healing.
I think when no, it's the nurturing one. That's the plague. That's the sickness when she dies.
Yeah.
So that theory's out the window. But no, I did like that concept though. I thought that was cool.
I don't know anything about the Four Horsemen, so I guess I didn't. I just assumed that that was the accurate Four Horsemen.
Somebody
Yeah.
didn't play
I didn't know
that
what it
video
was
game
either.
where you play as war and then you play as death in the sequel. What's that called? That's gonna drive me nuts.
I was like,
Anyway. I'll have to look
about.
that up.
Okay, I remembered my thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't really about the twist, but I was thinking because they were like they're getting these visions and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then I was like, okay, well maybe they're getting these visions from like I was thinking like outside of like this world, like they were like kind of sci-fi-ish, like they were in a different like universe kind of thing.
Alien interaction.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was like, maybe that's where this is going. For a split second.
But then it doesn't.
And then it doesn't.
As far as we know.
Darksiders
Correct.
is the video game.
Darksiders?
Mm-hmm. In the first one you play as war, and then in the sequel you play as death. Yeah.
Never played them, so.
Interesting.
Yeah. The other thing that he wasn't that Eric, I think, is the temperamental one, right?
No, that's Andrew.
Andrew is. The other thing that I thought Andrew was not keeping track of was, Dave Batista, Leonard, that was a nice name for him, is looking at his watch in the beginning for the first one, for the first death. I never saw him look at his watch again after that.
He did.
I did.
He does?
Mhm.
Okay.
But also, but it makes sense for him to look at his watch.
Well,
Yeah.
he kept saying like we have to time this perfectly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Like
you
a
only have a
million
window.
times. Yeah.
Right.
And like,
And
if
he was like,
if
you're on a
If you want to make a choice at this time, we have
Yeah.
to set the next plague off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't really know how the deaths of the four people, like
Yeah.
how it played into the plague stuff.
Yeah, they kept calling it a sacrifice, but
If they don't sacrifice themselves, does that plague just not go off? So
Right.
then they just shouldn't do it?
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't
think
know.
that's one of the. I
So-
mean, maybe a plot hole. I
No,
don't
so
know.
my one guess, my only guess was that they set these things off by like them dying to help show this family that it's real. And if
Yeah.
they don't,
yeah.
if they all just don't kill themselves, there's no way to show that what they're saying is real. And then the last day hits and the time hits and then the earth is just, it's all going to happen at once.
Yeah.
And then there's no reversing it because
Yeah.
that's my only guess is that
Yeah.
like I'm gonna sacrifice myself to show that this is real to help you do it
Yeah.
and hope that it's enough.
And you could make the argument because she runs back into the house like a mad woman. She
Yes.
screams when she runs in. You could make the argument that maybe there's a supernatural force that's forcing them to be near or stay
Well-
close to.
No, I think she knew it was her time to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And
Also, they like snapped into this weird like attention
Yeah, and it
when it was time to kill somebody.
And they recited things, and they
Yeah.
had these whole little
It's all the
like
visions.
choreography stuff planned out.
I did think it showed a lot when Leonard like went and threw up afterward.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, whoa.
well, yeah, he's a second grade teacher.
Hey,
That's
teaches-
what,
he coaches
that's
basketball.
what I'm saying. Like it was true to his character that he
Yeah.
did that, and we saw it. I mean, I don't think we saw him throw it, but I heard it.
You hear it.
No,
yeah.
yeah.
He runs to the bathroom. I 100% thought he jumped out the window.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
I knew he was sitting in the
Yeah. In the shower. Yeah. Yeah, he gets him good. Good for him.
got shot in the shoulder and didn't even show it.
Dude,
He's Dave Batista.
he launches Eric off of him like it's nothing. Eric like flies out of that bathroom.
Yeah, when he did that, I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah,
It does make sense.
Let's talk about Wen for a second. How does anybody know how old she is?
No.
I'm guessing around 10.
She got a good old vocabulary.
Yeah, and child actors, I'm always reminded they're just getting better and better, man. Like,
This is her first ever movie.
wow.
Wow.
Well, she did great for being
That's
her first one.
impressive for real.
Does it have a birth date on there?
No, I can look it up though.
I about said a what they say in Game of Thrones, name day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, no, I thought she did really well. Maybe a little blocky in times in terms of like, okay, you're gonna go here and then you're gonna run over here when you hear this sound kind of thing. But I mean, she's also a kid. So
Yeah. This little thing was bothering me when the guy when
She's 9.
oh yeah.
She was born in 2014.
ugh,
So
don't
crazy.
say that.
So I graduated high school.
Oh yeah. That's funny. Okay. When
She's already an actress.
Andrew, can I speak? Thank you. When Andrew
No one said yet. No, I'm kidding.
when Andrew
Yeah.
was now I'm losing my train of thought. When Andrew was like, "Hey, that guy's name wasn't Redmond. It's whatever it is."
O'Byrne.
O'Bannon?
O'Bannon.
Yeah.
And they're like, "We don't know his real name. He just told us this was his name." And he's like, "He what I don't remember. Fought me, whatever."
You hit me over the head with beer
2
bottles.
beer bottles.
Yeah.
Assaulted him in a bar.
Yes. And then he said it took me years of therapy to get through. I would argue that he's still not through it.
And yes.
Yeah.
And he had that shit before that. 'Cause
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
started that fight. Well, he didn't start it, but he
Definitely aggravated. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. He provoked. That's what
provoke,
Eric
that's
said.
the word.
That was one thing I did not like about the movie was the overly everyone hates gays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Because
That's what was making me mad. That's what I was saying.
because we're in 2023. Like this stuff.
And like, okay, to be fair, we're not gay, so we don't see that. But it feels like
And I want to put a quick disclaimer. We do say he did provoke him. That does not mean that gives you the right to hit
It
somebody
wasn't-
over the head with a beer bottle.
right.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, it just felt like when he said like it took me years of therapy to get through. I'm like, bruh, you can't say that and then throw this fit that you're
However,
throwing.
I think all that was like meant because it was in a conversation where his husband or fiance, whatever you want to call it, at
Yeah.
the time,
Yeah.
was saying he has anger issues.
Yeah.
So I think it was purposeful to like I think all that was purposeful.
Yeah. What I was saying earlier about like I felt like I got a lot of information from the flashbacks. I think it's because all I saw of Andrew was him screaming and yelling and being mad and thinking everyone hated him because he's gay.
Yeah.
And the only time I didn't see that, and I even did still see it, but the only time I saw something different was in the flashbacks.
That's
So
fair.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what happened to you to make you like this? You know? And we saw 2 instances.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they weren't, a lot to handle, but still.
I can read the flashback stuff was all just pretty cheesy. When they
Well-
said the you and me line,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
real cringy.
Yeah, and I think the whole purpose of the flashback, whether it was an addition or a distraction from the film, is supposed to reinforce that their love is very pure and very wholesome.
Yeah.
In order to make the final sacrifice feel worth it or feel like they were the right people to be chosen. And this, I was kind of thinking about this just now. Don't they mention God in or they say God's fingers will burn the plains or something like that. And that's kind of an interesting, just from a world building perspective, that's kind of an interesting take that it's this idea of, every century or every 2 centuries or something, anytime the apocalypse is about to happen, forcing a family that has a pure and wholesome love to like refresh the sacrifice to stave off the apocalypse. That's kind of an interesting take. Whether that was his intention or not, that was kind of the vibe I was getting, and I thought that was a cool way to look at it. Not that, you know, in real life, if I believe that or not, but that's a cool take.
It was a way of saying like we're like God is giving humanity one chance, another chance to show, are they selfless?
Yeah.
If you are completely selfish, like Andrew is, like you will, like Earth will all die. Like the apocalypse will happen and there will be no more humanity. However, if you have like, if the world is not completely selfless, it will move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that was pissing me off about the movie in general, was how absolutely selfish Andrew was.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a moment where he tells Eric to just stop talking.
Mm-hmm.
He just
he says that multiple times.
He says, Eric, you stop. You only talk to me now. And I was like, that's not your call to make, sir.
Yeah.
And then also several times he was like, I don't care if this is real or not. I don't care if the whole world dies. All I care about is this family. And that just multiple times it made me very much hate Andrew's character.
Yeah, I agree.
And made me also hate the fact that Andrew was the one that ultimately lived.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But Andrew's the one that is... Wait, Eric is the one that's technically selfless. And if it's a sacrifice for the person that maybe has the most wholesome, pure love, then it would have had to be Eric.
Yeah, it's just that another hateful, spiteful person
gets to live.
lives.
Yeah.
And
when he was talking about how humanity isn't good enough to save, and then here he is.
And he's not the one that's good enough to save.
Yeah.
Not because he's gay.
I thought it was a very interesting, like, moral take, I guess, on, like, if they had chosen to not sacrifice someone, like, the fact that they were gay, they couldn't, like, they can't procreate. If it's just them left in the world.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't care. I only want my family to live. I only want my family to live.
Interesting.
I thought about it so much throughout the movie. That was like one of the only things I could think about.
I thought you didn't think during movies.
Not about the future.
I'm just messing with you.
You are thinking about the future, though. You're thinking about procreation.
That's true.
But I bet you that's something that...
Wait, what does that mean?
That's why the four of them were like, so like, oh, like you're gay. Oh no. Because they know that if they choose not to sacrifice someone,
I guess I just felt like they know that if they don't sacrifice someone, like the world is over no matter what. There is no...
I thought it was like, because they were kind of like shocked. They talked about how surprised they were that the couple was gay.
I think it was just going into that fact of like, we didn't choose you because you're gay and we're wanting you guys to have to go through this because you're gay and we hate gays. I think that's why they were like acting so surprised.
No, I think it was my thing.
Okay.
It's all about interpretation.
But I do think M Night Shyamalan specifically picked that for that reason. I don't think it was on accident.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad I brought something new to the table for once.
This keeps entering my brain and then leaving. Rupert Grimes. Grimes, is that his last name?
Who are you talking about?
He's Redford. This is the first thing I've seen him in since the Harry Potter movies.
I thought, who the heck you're talking? Who is that person? Who's Harry Potter?
Redford. The
redhead.
Yeah.
He's
Weasel.
What's his last name?
Ron Weasley.
Ron Weasley. Yeah, see? Weasley.
Yeah.
Start with a W.
No, but I thought he did a very good job. You know, he's been on hiatus for a long time in terms of the acting world after Harry Potter. I think he's done some small things, and I'm probably just saying that to cover my butt in case he has. I don't know. But I haven't seen him in anything. But I thought he did a pretty good job for his minimal role in this. I kind of wish his dialogue wasn't so swear heavy. just because I feel like sometimes you can lean on that and just be like, I'm an angry person that swears a lot, and it comes across as good delivery. So I wish we would have gotten to see a little bit more of his range, but no, I thought I was pretty impressed with his quote unquote comeback.
Yeah, and I also liked the nourisher. The
cook.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You did?
yeah.
I did too. She was sweet.
That's funny.
It was.
I thought she was kind of annoying.
No, so I thought, and that's why I thought she did so well. It's because she was like so out there as a character
Yeah.
that I thought she did that really well. Of like
Okay,
just a
okay.
frantic
Yeah.
like
Like freaked
personality of like not knowing like any stableness in her character.
Yeah.
And I thought she did that well.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love the fact that like it made it feel like she was lying about her son. And
at the end, when he sees the picture,
like
Yeah.
it felt real
like,
in the moment.
ooh.
It felt real in the moment,
Yeah.
but you're also like, you heard this line earlier, it was like, say anything that'll
yeah.
get them to
Convince.
whatever. Yeah, and so you're like, you have that doubt, and then he has that doubt, and like the whole movie, you have that little doubt, and you just dive into that doubt because like you're gonna hold on to any doubt in the situation because it's so out there.
The doubt. It's out there.
No, the scenario is out. Like
Yeah.
the reality is so far out there of like this being real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to hold on to any doubt because like,
It's crazy.
yeah.
Crazy girl.
Crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought she did really well.
Yeah.
And I really, every character except for Dave Batista was kind of a minor character, but I thought she did the best out of you. You liked Weasley, but
I liked the nurse.
Yeah, everybody, and honestly, the two not that anybody necessarily did bad, but the ones I think that are at the bottom of like the acting list would have been the two husbands. They Eric and Andrew. And maybe that's because they didn't get to do a lot. They were just kind of tied up and just had to be victims for most of the time.
plot hole stuff. The fact that they were able to get loose was so dumb.
Oh, that he just the next morning and he's like, my ropes, my hands are a little smaller. Yeah.
Well, and that like they can't see the fact that he's aggressively
sawing away at his rope.
aggressively sawing at his
And
rope,
hearing it.
and then and hearing
It was like, it was so quiet.
Now, I did think
and
about
the other one like
right.
Yeah.
like you wouldn't be like, oh, this guy's been
what are you
aggressively
doing?
wiggling for
Yeah.
12 hours.
Wiggling. Yeah.
Let me make sure this is
Yeah, I
tight.
thought that
Yeah.
too.
That was kind of pissing me off. And,
They-
that got us to like the last bit
Yeah.
where like it wanted them to be free so
Yeah.
that like
Yeah.
They can do something other than just sit
Well,
there
he
and
needed
talk.
to get his gun
Yeah.
and load it and
Another-
open the safe.
Yeah, where was the gun from?
another reason showing you why you should not have your and if this was state regulated real for a lot of states across the US, the gun and the ammo could not be in the same exact spot. So he would have had to get the gun out of one spot and then go to another spot and get the gun and the ammo out of the other one and then put them together, which is showing you why it's so stupid.
Yeah.
So that's why you just have your gun ready, loaded, so you could just grab that shit and point it right at the guy and
With
shoot.
the safety on
Yeah.
Yeah.
first.
Nah.
And and that's a. Oh, I was gonna say something about the knife. Sorry, I know I'm kind of jumping
No,
back a little
I'll
bit.
say one last thing about the gun.
Okay.
Liberals are always anti-gun until they
They're
realize
not.
they need it. And this movie showed it perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't think it was trying to, but it did.
It made sense.
He got hit by the
A hate crime.
the homophobic asshole
Yeah.
with a beer bottle twice and decided he needed to protect himself and his family
Yeah.
and started boxing and realized this isn't enough. I need to go buy a gun to save my family. And guess what? If you believed all guns weren't,
Yeah.
I'm sure he believed guns were awful and murder, whatever. Anyways, so
Come on off your soapbox there, buddy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the knife. Not that I'm giving it a pass, but the movie tried to cover its tracks a little bit with its sound. We only heard the knife sawing when it was close. Because there was a scene where it slam cut over to Leopold and the Horseman, and you don't hear it. And I was like, I see you, movie. I see you trying to get away with
To
it.
But you
me-
also always see him like aggressively.
Yeah, they're both definitely.
And it's
Well,
like,
to me, I was like, I can hear this. It's so loud right now. Like, I mean, the camera was close to it. Yeah. But it was so loud. And I'm like, there's no way there's enough noise in this house that you can't hear this.
yeah, between that and like them moving so aggressively while they're
Yeah.
watching somebody about to die,
Yeah.
I was like, ugh, come on. And they even walked behind the chairs. At one point, they walk behind the chairs and look at both of them as Eric. Aaron?
Eric is
Eric.
sawing.
As
Yeah.
Eric is sawing the rope, and they're both standing behind the chairs. And I was like, oof.
I think
Like,
that was
this is
also
killing me.
I think that was also bungee rope. Like stretchy and like your steak knife
was.
couldn't. I don't think your steak knife could cut through that. Or it'd be definitely harder than a rope.
lot harder.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
he
it's
had to
slick
saw
and
for a
it's-
long time, Trevor.
Yeah. Andrew had real.
Okay, Tristan. Okay, Tristan John Wayne Moore.
Andrew had normal rope.
Yeah.
And then, the other one was bungee rope. And then they.
Can I hear you say pilgrim real quick? Just be like, move along, pilgrim.
No.
Oh, okay.
It was a little weird that they never tied down Win.
Well, I think Leopold was trying to, because even from the first time we meet him, he's very much like, I'm your friend. And so I think he was trying to, because even when she runs away, he's like, he brings her back and he's like, look, we can't let you leave the house. He's acting like a teacher. And he's like, we can't, like, I'm not going to, you're a child and like, you don't understand what's happening, but I'm not, so.
When he pulled out his little picture of his little coaching his little kids, that got me.
I thought it was really cool how it didn't go with the standard like we're 9-0 and we're 10-0.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We
he's
suck.
like, we're really awful, but they really.
We didn't say really awful. He said we're not that great, obviously.
I know that. I
Yeah.
was paraphrasing.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
But I
The
was like
girls were doing better than the boys, though. I did catch that.
Yeah, never mind.
You know what
Half
I heard?
star, fuck feminism. What?
I heard recently, which is exciting. One of my students is a wrestler in her all-girl wrestling league in high school. She's at, because when I was in high school, they were just talking about letting females be on like co-ed wrestling teams, and now it's full blown to
Oh, we had female wrestlers.
male and female wrestling.
Well, you had a bajillion people in your school, and we had 7. So,
Only 2,400.
yeah, see?
My graduating class was 41.
Mine was 36.
My graduating class was over 500. It started with almost 700.
I can't
So
even
crazy.
imagine.
He drove me by his high school one time. I'm like, what?
Because you went to, we don't need to say it on there, but anyway. Yeah.
The same high school as
Darren Sproles.
Darren Sproles,
Who was that?
a professional football player
Oh.
in the NFL,
NFL record.
In the National Football League?
in the National Football League.
This is wild.
He has the NFL record for all-purpose yards.
Yeah, he has a National Football League record.
He has a National Football League record for having the most all-purpose yards in the National Football League. This is
Wow.
National Football wild.
Yeah,
National football's the best.
it is. And my team's in the Super Bowl.
Okay, we're not talking about it anymore.
Okay. Anything else on this movie?
Go see it. It's
Oh,
a good time.
I loved the part when Leonard dropped his glasses and he frantically put
I
them
can't
back
see
on.
without my glasses.
He beat the shit out of Andrew and it's like, where's my glasses? Gave me very strong Blade Runner 2049 vibes.
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah. No, I liked it too.
Okay, good.
No, Dave Batista is good. I like him a lot.
Yeah. Cool.
He's
We're
very,
stands for Dave Batista here.
I wasn't gonna quite go Stan level.
Oh,
but yeah.
sorry. We're big fans.
Yeah,
I'm kind of turning into a Dave Batista stan.
yeah. It's just the fact that his role is so limited.
Let's
in
all watch
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Spy next.
He's getting bigger.
Oh my God.
It's growing though. He's been in quite a few things recently.
Yes.
yeah, like
What'd you call
Spy.
Yes.
Okay, I'm
So
done
bad.
talking about Spy.
Okay. Well, so the end,
The end
just tells us
is
like,
real.
Yeah,
There's no twist.
and I was thoroughly surprised.
I
Was
was too.
I was going back and forth quite a bit
I was a
between
little
is this real
disappointed.
or is this not in the last like
Up
10 or
until
15
literally
minutes.
the credits rolled,
Yeah.
I was waiting for there to be something.
something else.
Yeah,
You got us, M Night.
I thought maybe
You
they
got
were
us
all gonna
good.
die. Like they were gonna get in a car wreck, but they
Oh.
actually like saved the world. That's what I was thinking.
but I do have to say, if they like, by the time we got to like the end, if there would have been a twist that like it was all fake and it was he had to kill his husband and all, like that would have made this movie drop quite a bit.
Yeah, he would have been like so messed up.
Like if
Further
that was
than he already is.
yeah, like if that was dropped before Dave Batista killed himself and like that, I think it would have been
Yeah.
okay. But like if they would have waited until like the last minute to like show that like this was all play to get them to like
Yeah.
be traumatized.
The film does that old school like film burning away thing, and then it's just a picture, like a video of M Night in like the director's chair being like, "Plot twist, it's a movie."
Oh God,
And then the credits just roll.
that
I
would
don't
be
think
the
that
worst
would
thing
go
I've ever
over
seen.
very well.
I think M Night Shyamalan was in this movie, right? He was one of the news anchors.
News anchors? I want to say yes, but I don't know. Let's check.
Informational host. Yeah, It was an infomercial.
He's the dude with the stupid air
Yes.
fryer.
Yes.
Oh.
I thought it was news anchor, but yes, it was infomercial. But yes, I saw him in the
That
thing,
make-
and I was
okay.
like, "That's M Night Shyamalan.
I heard you say something about him, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
He's pulling a Quentin Tarantino."
He's
Yeah.
with less feet.
Or a,
Yeah.
or
Marvel,
Taika
Oh, it's
Waititi.
a Stanley.
Stan Lee,
Yeah.
and Taika
Taika
Waititi.
Waititi.
But
Taika
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 Waititi.
Tweety.
Taika Waititi.
Taika
Waititi.
Titties.
He also like he plays a character in the film. He usually doesn't.
he doesn't just pop in.
He doesn't do a cameo. Yeah,
I like Taika Waititi.
I do too.
Let's watch Jojo Rabbit.
No.
Feel good movies of the year, according to TikTok.
That was anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so I think we're about ready for ratings.
Yeah.
We can just
forgot.
cut it to ratings.
Okay.
I mean, I assume you guys don't have anything else you want to say.
No.
I'm good.
Okay. Well, ratings. What do you guys rate Night at the Cabin?
What?
Knock at the Cabin.
That's 3.
Knock
out of
at
fi-
the Cabin.
3 out of 5.
I'm gonna say 3.5.
I think 3. Solid. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't anything.
Wasn't anything to write home about.
But recommend, and I
Recommend?
enjoyed.
We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah. 3 is in like is a very enjoyable
It's
film
like,
to watch.
yeah, bruh.
Yeah.
Mm.
I do wish. I do kind of wish that there was a twist.
Really?
Just because like it's what I've grown to like that he brings.
Yeah.
That like he has this like as much as I didn't like Old, I liked the twist that Old brought.
That they're using it for medical research.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I thought that was a cool twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the movie was maybe a little bit weaker, but I thought the twist was interesting.
I
And,
would. Yeah.
Like like this doesn't have a twist that he usually does have. But it's still like the movie itself as a whole was still extremely interesting.
You know what we should
You're
do?
always thinking And so I think it's really brilliant for him to be able to have that piece to his filmmaking that like you're always having this extra thought of like what is actually happening here.
Yeah.
Which only a few filmmakers like have. I really think it's only
Here's what we should do.
what?
We should find someone who has never seen any of the M Night Shyamalan movies. And then we should take them as our little project.
I thought you were going to say
And
Prisoner.
we should show them all of the movies and then save this one for last. And they'll be expecting something and then they won't get anything.
We just did that with
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
I know, but I want to do it on a project person.
What does?
I want my own little experiment.
I feel like we're in Mean Girls or something, isn't it?
I want to watch it happen on their face and then be like, where is the twist?
All
And
right.
I'm like, joke's on you.
And then M Night Shyamalan pops out from behind your couch and goes, ha ha ha! And then you both laugh maniacally.
Yeah.
So confirmed, my wife is a sociopath. So that's it for today's episode. Next week we have what was the movie that we decided? That was
Magic Mike's Last Call.
Is that the only one
Last
coming out
Dance.
next week?
That's all in our
it's a
theater.
more seductive title than Last Dance, isn't it?
No, it's
No,
Last
it's
Dance.
like the last something.
The Last Tease, I think is what it's called.
No, I don't think you're right.
Nonetheless, that's probably what it's gonna be. I don't really know. We might do something else because that's not a huge movie, but you know, I do myself like the Magic Mike movies.
I'm sorry. It is called Magic Mike's Last Dance, but the tagline is The Final Tease.
Oh, see, I saw it on this, and I only saw Last
Yeah.
Dance. I've never seen any of the Magic Mikes.
I also have not.
I've seen all of them.
Oh.
Aren't
Are
you
they?
proud?
Watch all the hot and steamy shit.
Too bad Channing Tatum is kind of ugly.
He's not though.
He's a pretty good looking guy.
No, he has a square face.
What's wrong with that?
It's weird. He's
He's
strange.
hot.
It's okay. He's got a rockin' bod, so I mean
So
He's a
thank you-
butterface.
Thank you guys. Wow.
that was rude.
It's also
It
not
was supposed
something.
to be funny.
It's also not something you usually hear from women saying. It's usually a
That's
man
why I
phrase.
said it. That's why I said it.
Man.
Well, there's the twist.
I'm a bruh now. I'm a G.
M Night Shyamalan may not have given you the twist, but Tristan did. So that's it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for listening and listening to all of our craziness as we're drunk and talking about this movie. So
Hey,
Who's
I've
drunk?
only had ices.
filled with
No.
much
No, they've not.
intoxication and
Whatever.
liquids. That's not true. But okay, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back next week with probably Magic Mike, the third installment, called The Last Dance, or something else, whatever tickles our fancy.
No pun intended.
The time of my life.
That's Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it'll be in The Last Dance.
Doubt it.
No.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Hey, moron!
You talking to me? You talking to me?
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Hello?
What an idiot!
Well, what do you expect? I'm the movie moron.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Don't call me stupid.
Oh, right! To call you stupid would be an insult to stupid people! I've known sheep that could outwit you.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense.
No, none taken.